Hour01, the story of special effects and the birth of virtual filmmaking. Hello and welcome. Today marks the beginning of an exciting journey into the world of virtual filmmaking using Unreal Engine. This is day one, and in this very first hour, we will set the stage by traveling through time, uncovering the history of visual effects and how it led to the revolutionary world of virtual film production. The origins, when movies met illusion. In the early days of cinema, everything was physical. Real sets, real locations, and practical effects. But filmmakers soon started asking, what if we could trick the camera? Imagine a classic scene, a hero and heroine inside a car having a romantic moment as the landscape rolls by. In the early 1900s, they didn't actually drive the car on a road. Instead, the car was parked in a studio and the screen behind them showed footage of a moving road. The camera faced forward, filming the couple while the background rolled on the screen. And to the audience, it looked like the car was moving. This technique was called as back projection, a groundbreaking technique where pre-recorded visuals were projected behind the actors. It made its debut as early as 1919 in a Canadian film titled Back to God's Country, and was later refined in the Hollywood film Laughter in 1930. India joins the innovation. Cut to 1948, and Indian cinema witnessed this first grand spectacle, Chandralekha, directed by S.S. Vasan. This Tamil film wasn't just a high budget, it was visually monumental. During the iconic chariot race sequences, back projection was used to blend live action with dynamic moving background. This marked India's first use of special effects on a cinematic scale, and audiences were awestruck. Soon, Indian filmmakers also experimented with front projection, where scenes were projected onto a reflective screen from front to achieve greater color and depth. Hollywood perfected this in 1968 with a film called 2001: A Space Odyssey, especially in the famous ape scenes on the desert plains. The digital age. Enter computer-generated imagery (CGI). Then came a bold leap. In 1973, the sci-fi film Westworld introduced the world's first computer-generated images. And for the very first time, actor Yul Brynner, playing a robot, had his vision shown using pixelated digital imagery. A small step for a man, but a giant leap for special effects. India followed the suit. The first Indian film to experiment with CGI was the Malayalam film Kochi Rajavu, made in 1995. But the real landmark was the film Indian 1996, starring Kamala Hassan, which used extensive digital compositing and visual effects. It was a true pioneer in Indian VFX storytelling. From screen to keys, the rise of Chroma key. But there was a challenge. Projecting CGI backgrounds using front or back projection was limiting. So came a smarter solution, Chroma key, better known as the green screen technique. This was first seen in the film The Thief of Bagdad in 1940. This technique allowed filmmakers to shoot actors in front of a solid green or blue background and replace it digitally in post-production with any location, landscape, or fantasy world. India's more My Dear Kuttichathan, made in 1984. It was the first Indian 3D film, used both blue and green screen effects, setting a benchmark for Chroma-based visual effects. It was produced by Navodaya Studios, established in 1976 by visionary Keralite Appachan, India's first VFX-focused studio. Today, Chroma keying is a standard tool in every filmmaker's arsenal, from superhero blockbusters to YouTube content creators. The new era, virtual production, is born. Then a revolution arrived. In 2002, The Lord of the Rings used real-time pre-visualization. But the true birth of modern virtual production came with James Cameron's film Avatar in 2009. Using a system called Simulcam, Cameron could view actors inside digital environment in real time, blending real footage with digital worlds as he filmed it. But it was in 2019, with the release of Disney Plus series The Mandalorian, the virtual production truly exploded into the mainstream. Using LED walls powered by Unreal Engine, the production created fully immersive digital worlds right on the set with real-time camera tracking and dynamic lighting that matched the virtual backgrounds. This wasn't just another VFX trick, but this was a new way of making films. So what is this virtual filmmaking? Virtual filmmaking is the art of combining real-time 3D environments, live actors and camera tracking using tools like Unreal Engine to visualize the final shot as you film it. No more waiting for the post-production magic, no more green screens. However, it will be used sometimes. The environment lights your actors, you move the camera and the background world reacts, and it's filmmaking at the speed of imagination, from green screen to real-time worlds. For decades, cinema has relied on CGI, that is computer-generated imagery, to transport audiences into fantasy worlds and epic action sequences. But here's the catch. While CGI gave us visual wonders, actors actually often performed on blank green screens with little or no idea what the final world would look like. Directors too had to wait until post-production to see the magic come alive. So, what if the digital world could appear on set in real time? This is the heart of virtual production. So, what is virtual production? At its core, virtual production blends live action filmmaking with real-time digital environments. Imagine this. An actor performs in front of a green screen. Now, instead of visualizing the background later, we connect the real camera to a virtual camera inside Unreal Engine. As the physical camera moves, the virtual camera inside the 3D world moves with it, mirroring every angle, tilt and zoom. With this, the two elements are combined. The actor appears to exist within the digital world, live on the set. This creates a seamless illusion. And best of all, everyone on the set can see the final composite shot as it's being filmed. Why it's a game changer? Traditional VFX meant lots of waiting. Actors guessed, cinematographers guessed, editors used to scramble later. But with virtual production, actors see the environment around them and react naturally. Directors and DPs get real-time previews of the final shot. Lighting is accurate, composition is precise, and performance feels authentic. This is also called as in-camera visual effects because the final visuals are captured directly through the lens, not created later in the post. From green screen to giant LED walls. While green screen still plays a role, today virtual production stages often use massive LED video walls. While green screen still plays a role, today's virtual production stages often use massive LED video walls, high-resolution screens that display lifelike 3D environments in real time. These LED walls wrap around the actor, creating immersive digital sets that moves and respond to camera tracking, cast dynamic lighting and reflections, adjust perspective for ultra-realism thanks to a technique we call as parallax. Imagine a spaceship cockpit glowing with stars, and those stars are lighting your actor's face naturally as though they are actually in space. That's the power of LED-based virtual production. From post to pre, the new role of CGI. Today we are diving into a revolutionary shift in the filmmaking process, one that's turning the entire traditional production pipeline on its head. In conventional filmmaking, special effects and CGI were always something that happened after the shooting and in post-production. After pre-production, planning, and principal photography, the footage would head to the VFX team to add the magic. But with virtual filmmaking, the game has changed. Today, CGI is no longer an afterthought. It's not something that comes at the end. It's now at the beginning. Yes, that's right. CGI, visual effects, and animation are now central to pre-production, often kicking off even before the first scene is shot. It all starts with the script. The shift begins right at the screenplay stage. As the story takes shape, On paper, the creative team no longer stops at dialogue and action lines. Traditionally, this would be the point where storyboards come in, rough sketches giving an idea of shot, composition, set, and properties. But today, that role has been redefined. The humble storyboard has been replaced by something far more powerful: Unreal Engine, your digital backlog. As soon as the script is ready, entire worlds, be it a medieval village, a futuristic sci-fi space station, a bustling city, or a desert, battlefield, all these are built digitally in Unreal Engine. Virtual cameras are placed in this environment. Characters, represented first by 3D mannequins, are animated to perform actions, speak, fight, and emote. These aren't your average digital placeholders. Thanks to tools like MetaHumans, these characters are stunningly lifelike in appearance, expression, and movement. The result? Your entire screenplay is transformed into a fully animated virtual film, a powerful visualization that allows the director, cinematographer, and production team to explore the entire movie before even a single actor steps onto the set. From virtual to real, film becomes final assembly. Once the virtual film is approved, changes are made, scenes are refined, and short compositions are finalized. Then comes the real magic. The team moves into a large studio with giant LED walls. Real actor now step in to replace the virtual mannequins. Because everything, lighting, environment, camera movement is already built and rehearsed. The entire film can be shot in just a few days. This drastically reduces shooting time, call sheets, and costs for producers. And for actors, they now walk with fully informed, having already seen exactly how their character behaves and moves in the story. Unreal Engine, the power behind the screen. So how is this all possible? The secret lies in a tool called Unreal Engine, a real-time 3D creation platform originally built for video games, now transforming film, animation, and beyond. With features like Nano for hyper-detailed 3D assets and real-time rendering, Unreal Engine allows creators to build cinematic environments, animate characters and objects, render visuals instantly, no more hours or days of waiting. Changes to lighting, movement, or camera angles are reflected immediately, giving directors full control and instant feedback. Creative freedom without limits. With virtual production, alien planets, no problem. Historical palaces, done. Entire city built in hours? Absolutely. You can move light, shift walls, animate skies on the spot, all without ever leaving your studio. Here's the catch. As more production houses adapt this virtual first approach, the demand for skilled talent who can build these digital worlds is skyrocketing. We are talking about set designers who can create believable 3D environment, virtual cinematographers who understand digital cameras and lighting, storyboard to scene artists who can turn a screenplay into a visual reality, all inside the Unreal Engine. Unfortunately, there's a massive shortage of such talent. Producers are often stuck waiting months or even years just to schedule the right virtual production artists. So, that's exactly why this course exists. We are here to bridge that gap, to train a new generation of virtual filmmakers who can step in at the screenplay stage and convert ideas into animated virtual films. You won't just learn how to use Unreal Engine. You will learn how to think like a virtual director, how to build immersive set, how to place your camera, light your world, and animate your characters. Your future starts here. If you can turn a screenplay into a working animated film using Unreal Engine, you are already ahead of 90% of people in this industry. This isn't just a learning software. This is becoming a core part of the filmmaking process. From the very first page of the script to the final rendered frame. Let's begin our journey into virtual filmmaking with Unreal Engine, where creativity meets technology and stories come to life before the first shoot day. The journey of Unreal Engine from games to the silver screen. Unreal Engine began its story in the late 1990s, not in a film studio, but deep inside the world of video games. Created by Tim Sweeney and launched by Epic Games in 1998, the first version of Unreal Engine powered a groundbreaking first-person shooter called Unreal. At the time, it was just a fast, flexible engine designed to render real-time 3D environment for games. But what started as a game engine quietly evolved into something much bigger. With each new version, Unreal Engine 2, 3, and especially Unreal Engine 4, the engine became more powerful, flexible, and open. Developers around the world used it to build not only games, but interactive experiences, architectural visualization, and eventually the films. The real turning point came with Unreal Engine 5, and now we have the version 5.5 with advanced features like Nanite for high detail rendering, Lumen for real-time global illumination, and MetaHuman for lifelike digital characters. Unreal Engine became the go-to platform for virtual production. Blockbuster productions like The Mandalorian and The Matrix Awakens demo showed the world what was possible. Cinema quality visuals rendered in real time. Why Unreal matters today? It's free to use and open to everyone. It allows real-time rendering, meaning what you see on screen is what you get instantly. It supports LED wall integration, motion tracking, and in-camera VFX, making it ideal for virtual filmmaking. It blurs the line between production and post-production. Everything happens live on set in real time. The future is virtual and you can be a part of it. Get started with virtual production. Ready to try? Ready to drive in? Here is how it begins. Design your virtual environment in Unreal Engine using assets from tools like Pixel Bridge, custom 3D models, and today all this is integrated into Fab. Place a reference character like a MetaHuman to set scale and check lighting. Create a virtual camera actor and link it to your physical camera on the set. Sync timecode between your camera and Unreal using tools like DT, timecode generator. This ensures all footage aligns perfectly in editing. In Unreal Engine, create a live link timecode provider blueprint to receive the camera's timecode. Set this in your project setting. Use the take recorder to capture everything. Virtual camera motion, actor position, environment changes as you shoot. Finally, export your sequence and combine it in editing software like DaVinci Resolve or Premiere Pro. The real and virtual footage will sync beautifully. In summary, virtual production is not just a new technique. It's a new language of storytelling. It fuses technology with creativity, logic with imagination, and Unreal is the brush that paints these limitless cinematic canvases in real time. As we move forward, we will learn not just how to use these tools, but how to think like a virtual filmmaker. This brings us to the end of our first hour in the world of virtual filmmaking. We have taken a fascinating journey from the origins of special effects to the cutting-edge world of real-time virtual production. And now, it's time to put your learning into action. Here is your first creative assignment. Before we meet again in hour 2, I want you to explore how the industry is already using virtual production. Your task is simple but fun. Identify 6 film sequences, from any language, any genre, where virtual filmmaking techniques has been used. It could be a screen using LED walls, green screen compositing with virtual set, or in-camera visual effects powered by Unreal Engine. You can either share YouTube links to these sequences or their making of videos, take screenshots and compile them into a simple Word document. Alongside each link or image, write a short explanation of what virtual production technique is being used in that scene. It takes 20 minutes to complete this. Trust me, you will start seeing movies through a whole new lens. In the next session, we will roll up our sleeves and get our computers ready for Unreal Engine. We will guide you step by step through the setup process so that by the end of the next hour, your machine will be production ready. So don't miss it. Until then, happy exploring. And I can't wait to see what incredible scenes you discover. So see you in hour 2. Bye for now.